Okay.
Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 353, I think. And I forgot to turn off the master volume. I knew I forgot something. A wee bit late. Charles is having problems with his mic again.
Always me. Big trouble on the start channel, well.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone will be watching this like usual. At the moment I got no speed, it's not playing the intro properly here.
This seems to be okay, yeah.
I got no pause thing on the video player. Now I have. Only showed up when I went. Only showed up when I went full screen. Strange.
It's going out on Twitch.
So zero watching here.
We've got two underneath this, probably us two again.
Yeah, probably. Now I've paused it, it'll probably say one. You don't expect any of our group to show up, do you? No. Oh ho, all for one, one for all. Hello. Good to be back. I'll be back. Still say zero stats here. Yeah, no hardcore terrain on the side. We don't like the F word here. Because it upsets some of the older people that watch us. Most people don't watch us during the live show, but they certainly do watch once we upload it to the alt media and YouTube, our backup channel now. That's all they deserve to be. So yeah, better type up the welcome message. I think it's 53, isn't it? We got Era 51 joining us now. How's it going, mate? Did you get my voucher from Discord? You should be spending it. You probably get stuff before Christmas, actually, if you bought it.
Yeah, quick.
Yeah, it's got express.
Now.
Yeah, it's express delivery. It's running out of time though. Your channel live stream. 353. So Saturday UFO vids again. Yeah. UFO vids analysis and topics.
Yeah, get logged in tomorrow and get it sorted out.
Yeah, and make sure to use my link because I get a rebate then. Okay, so we've got a bit to cover today. We never seem to get onto the Linda Moulton Howe crop circles. But I know I've covered it in the past, and we've got a few things to go through here. You can see that the subscribers has gone up. We met that 750 before Christmas quite easily, but maybe we'll get 800 even. And YouTube seems to be going up. It will never go up before once it hits 2440. It suddenly starts dropping back down again, and it's been doing that now for 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. But as far as I hear, is YouTube is dead. It's a dead platform. It's only designed for encouraging scammers and frauds on their system so they can profit 30% of all the gullibles being milked by these fraud channels out there. So yeah, so we're going to talk about TruthSeekers first and promote them. They're a new channel, started in March 2020, and they're certainly growing a lot faster than I did for a truth channel. As you know, if you want to make money, you can't be a truth channel. So yeah, he's got 854 subscribers there, but he seems to have the same concept of all the frauds out there and his critical thinking. So he talks about lawsuits and copyright infringement nonsense there. We'll play a segment of that one. And here he talks about David Wilcock runs the Discredit Galactic Federation story. So caught peddling lies again. So as you know, a lot of fraud channels ran with that Federation story, and it's absolute nonsense. But yeah, he tells something that some new update that came out, so he talks about that. I think on this one, I can't remember now, but we'll just play a clip of it now. I've asked permission, and hopefully we'll get him on the show sometime to talk about stuff on online, about online frauds. As we know, we only deal with a small section of users scamming people online using deception. So he's looking at the other big hardcore ones out there that I don't really deal with. So we'll just play a clip of it now and make sure it's all sounding right here. Oh, that's really loud, isn't it?
Very loud.
Very loud there. That's the problem with YouTube.
That there were real aliens.
He's got a loud intro here.
For probably a decade now.
So whereabouts does he start? We'll just get the beginning properly. About there, I think. It's quite an interesting intro he has on that one. It's flying down the city streets here, I think it is.
His intro's louder than him speaking.
Yeah, once we get him speaking, we'll adjust the volume.
Yeah.
At the moment, I've got it muted because it's music.
Greetings and salutations.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't going to.
Okay, I think it's too low.
You know why? I wasn't going to cover this story because I knew after years,
I can hear it.
Years, friends, of following.
Okay, we'll just get the volume right. You've got an error message come up on your screen too. We'll just boost it up a wee bit. And sort out yours. And try that.
Similar stories, that this story would end with a big, fat, fantastic dud.
Okay, squeeze a wee bit so I can't change it.
I just knew.
That's better.
Call it a premonition. Call it a feeling. Call it knowing the track record of the idiots that run with stories like this. Having watched some of these UFO fraudster, huckster idiots for years run with stories like this. Galactic Federation story. Former Israeli space security minister says aliens are real and Trump knows about it. Folks, we didn't cover this story here. And there's a reason why I didn't cover this story. It's because I knew that this story, once thoroughly vetted and investigated, would prove to be a big, fat, fucking nothing burger. And that's what this story has turned out to be. A big, fat, nothing burger. First of all, there's a great deal of dispute about what he actually said. And now the truth is revealed. Every article that quoted him misquoted him, apparently, because he didn't actually say that he believed that there were real aliens and there were a galactic council. What he said was his granddaughter told him that. And where did she get this pearl of knowledge? This incredible, groundbreaking, earth-shattering information that would change humanity? Where did she get that information?
Crazy.
From Laura Eisenhower. For those that don't know, Laura Eisenhower has been speaking at UFO and alien conferences for probably a decade now. She first came out with a story claiming that she was invited to go live on a colony on Mars.
Hey, Tommy.
Interestingly, she never provided any proof that there actually is a colony on Mars. Do you know why? Quite possibly because she's fucking crazy. That's why. Because she's fucking crazy and just made that story up. But since she has some connection to the actual Eisenhower family, I believe she is the great-granddaughter, legitimately, of Eisenhower, general and president, one-time general.
So I have actually talked about this Eisenhower lady before, and she made stupid claims like jump gates to Mars and all that sort of craziness, and sort of up there with Linda Bolton Howell with that sort of stuff, and also Grant Cameron, right? So yeah, not sure where they get that from, but there's zero proof of this crazy stories that come out.
One-time president of the United States, Eisenhower, doesn't give her a pass to sell people information like this without providing any kind of proof. So Laura Eisenhower, like many other of these UFO frauds, have talked about a galactic federation that the presidents know about. They've never provided a single solitary shred of proof of these claims. So the granddaughter of this Israeli space minister heard Laura Eisenhower talking about those aliens and that there's a galactic federation, and Trump knew about it and told her grandfather that. And he was repeating this information when talking to a journalist. Then he's misquoted, and everyone runs with the story that he said that is true. Turns out, not so fast. Not so fast. He didn't say that. He didn't say it. His granddaughter said it to him, and he was repeating some things he had heard from his granddaughter.
Okay, so that means also, if you've seen the interview with Corbell, which he plays later on, you could see the reporter is trying not to burst out laughing. Obviously, the reporter fabricated the story to try and get clickbait, right? So I'll just copy that link and post it on the side. We'll carry on more of it. Tommy's asking on the side, do you think Grant Cameron is full of crap too? Oh, sure is. He's another flake in the cog of nonsense out there. These guys don't do proper research, mate. They just make up fantasy stories. He's the one pushing the alien autopsy again, and also the Wilson documents being real, which clearly it looks like a movie script, you know. That someone threw away and someone fished it out the rubbish bin and started making copies of it and posting it around to all these people like it's actually a leaked document.
Well, they'll keep doing it while these people sitting on the side chat all thumbing them up. You know, giving them money.
Those are the big frauds online. Yeah, I'm just topping up the thing on the side here, posting it in. Yeah, we've talked about Grant Cameron before. He works closely with Dolan. It's all the same sort of network of people pushing garbage now. No one's actually doing any credible research or bringing evidence of their claims. They're just whistleblowers, which turn out to be nothing burgers. So, yeah. Anyway.
Folks, every UFO idiot out there is running with this story. From idiot Michael Salla, doctor. Is he a doctor? He's a doctor of bullshit. Michael Salla is a doctor of...
Okay, we talked about Michael Salla before. He's the Australian PhD in political science, I think it is, which is like a nothing degree, right? As far as I'm concerned. And he may even be in philosophy as well. And he set up the Alien Politics website, which they call Expo... What's it called now? Expo something. Come on, Charles, help me out. Expolitics, or whatever it's called, which means extraterrestrial politics. I've talked about it before. If you've been on my channel for a long time, you'll know it. What's it called now? Alien Politics. The word for it that they made up. Expo something or other. I wonder if it'll come up though. Expo something or other. I think it'll say on Michael Salla's. Everybody should know it. Salla's. Now, yeah, Expo Politics, I think it is. They're probably saying his wiki page that he's the founder of it. If that's not deleted his wiki page, you know how they don't like these crazy people being doctor. Here we go. Is that the one? There used to be a wiki page that's not coming up for him. I think he might have got deleted. It's the Expo Politics. Something like that. How do you say it? Exo Politics. Political implications of extraterrestrial persistence. Well, there you are. You're reading it on the screen. Amazon. Michael Salla and many other experts, which I doubt are experts, in the field of ET research. I won't call them into ET research at all. Them peddlers are trying to live off easy life, right? Pushing fantasy without any credible backup. So, yeah. That's what he's talking about now, that guy. Should have brought up his picture though. I didn't see his picture there. Michael Salla, or was it Salas? Not to be mixed up with Robert Salas. He's actually the colonel from the military that talks about nuclear and UFOs and all that sort of stuff, right? He's credible. But this other guy, Salla, whatever his name is, maybe I spelled it with the S on the end. Maybe he should be Salla. Yeah, Michael Salla. Have we got a picture of the guy? Where is he? I don't think that's him. Must be a lot of Michael Sallas around UFO. You'll know once you see a picture of him. Not seeing any picture. Is it double L for him? No, I thought it was single L. Oh, it is double L. That's why we weren't finding him. So that's him there. That's him there. You might recognise him. Secret Space Program nonsense. Antarctica history, which is nonsense. We've debunked that many times. The Admiral Byrd stuff. Is that him there too? Yeah, there he is.
Yep.
And exo politics. Alright, so now we're on the right track. That's who we're dealing with.
Bullshit. Michael Sala's running with the story. See? The alien stories that I've been selling people with no evidence for decades now are real because an Israeli space minister said it. Former Israeli space minister said that it was true. Who else is running with this story? Oh, the usual idiots. Linda Moulton Howe, she's running with that, right?
UFO Man, I believe, is one of them as well. And Goof On Radio, or Goof On as he's called now. I think Third Phase of the Moon put up something today when it came out. Don't remember now.
Sure.
So what's the usual idiots out there? Pretty much everybody, right? That's got a UFO channel. And it's only me and him that's actually pointing out that it's a BS story. Everyone's thinking, oh, yeah, it's got to be some truth in it.
She loves shit like this. Look, aliens are real, bro. This guy said it. Even though he was misquoted and he didn't actually say any of this stuff, he was repeating something his granddaughter told him. Let's see. What other idiots running with this story? Corey Good. Look, I really am a secret space astronaut. I really was. He was a fucking ambassador. He was Earth's ambassador to that Galactic Space Federation of Aliens, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that guy saying this proves that I'm not just a fucking lunatic con man grifter that has been selling fake stories about being a fucking secret space astronaut for 5 years. Because that
chickens.
guy said it. That's proof that I'm telling the truth. No.
That's the one with the blue chickens, remember? It's hilarious, you know. Corey Good. Very good. Blue chicken. Wonder what they taste like.
Sweet and tender.
If you're hungry enough, you're probably eating.
Yeah.
Busted. Cliff High emits. Inventing blue chicken. Really? Who's that? Slander Corey Good. There you go. His own words, eh? So it's all falling apart for Corey Good, isn't it? Busted. Cliff emits is all over the place here. BitChute's the place where you don't get sued by Corey Good. These people are trying to silence us for telling the truth. Emits emitting blue chicken. So look, it's all on the page. Rise of the space chicken cult. That's basically it, isn't it? They are a bit of a cult. Corey Good followers going to demand proof of the blue chicken. Alright, so we got any pictures of the blue chicken? There we go. There's the blue chicken, and he's got a mugshot. Looks like that one's a criminal one, so that's probably why he's a scammer. He's working with alien scammers. Blue chicken. Yeah. Finger licking good. Yes. Deep fried. Yummy. Aye. Just carry on.
No, one does not equal the other. This is ridiculous. And you know what? I'm so tired of these idiots running with these stories before there's any evidentiary support that the story's true. I'm so tired of these UFO fraudster idiots, most of which haven't had real jobs in a decade, right? They get to just tell alien bullshit stories for a living. They get to, hey, let's go to Hawaii. Let's swim with the dolphins, right? Let's take helicopter rides. Let's, live it up.
Is that why the Hawaiian brothers love these guys so much then? Come to my house. We have a barbecue.
On cruises, right? Go to Australia and tell our fake alien stories. Go to other countries, go to South America, go to Europe and tell our fake alien stories. It must be nice. But see, some of us require evidence. Some of us need the evidence before we start telling stories like this. They don't need any evidence. They never did. They don't have any evidence, and they never will. They never will. That's why I didn't cover this story, because I know that this story was going to turn out to be a whole bunch of bullshit.
CPU's peaking.
And here we are, just a few days after this story broke, and every sensationalist asshole with a keyboard and a computer posted about this, or blogged about it, or did a live stream telling everybody how right they were about those aliens. Bullshit. It's bullshit. That's the gist of the story. It's bullshit. By the way, there's also been some discussion about the fact that that Israeli space minister is I believe he's 87 years old. Maybe suffering from dementia, some people have mentioned. Some have also mentioned that his family...
Yeah, I'm just going to check. And we're getting a little breaking up, which means the CPU's not hanging in there for us. So whenever I use that volume booster, for some reason it just takes up so much extra CPU. I'll just do the kill switch on it. No, it can't be that. It's got to be something else then. I might have to minimize the side chat for while it's playing. For some reason, if I have the browser open on the other thing, it just uses a wee bit more CPU for some reason. Something to do with Twitch panel, I think. That should be at the front too. Yeah, there we go. We'll be right now.
Are not very happy with the journalists using him to sell sensational stories about aliens. Even the original author of the piece doesn't want to talk about those aliens anymore. Why is that? I'm so tired of these alien fraudsters, right? That call themselves, they all call themselves truth seekers. We're the truth seekers here. The real ones. You dummies. Because we don't just accept a story with no evidence. We ask for the evidence. We ask for verification of that evidence. We ask for corroboration of that evidence in order to get to the truth. But these assholes, they don't care. They don't care if the story is fake, as long as they got something to sell their latest victims. And that's what you are. If you clicked on a link related to this story, right? If you watched someone's live stream that was monetized where they were getting those YouTube pennies, right? You're a victim of consumer fraud, because the story is not factually correct.
Like third phase of the moon.
This man was
UFO.
misquoted. And now we have the proof of that. Right? And it comes to us, well, it comes to us in a few ways. I learned of it through Jason Quitt reposting this idiot, Jeremy Corbell, who never heard a fake story about aliens that he didn't think he could sell, right? Some researcher. The researcher who made a documentary about Bob Lazar and then ignored every credible researcher who sent him proof that Bob Lazar was a fraud. And just by chance, all that information he was sent got left out of his documentary. The only guy to ever get to interview Bob Lazar's mother. And even though Bob Lazar swore up and down for decades that he went to MIT and Caltech, Jeremy Corbell had access to Bob Lazar's mother and Bob Lazar's sister during the filming of his documentary. Did he ask Bob Lazar's mother if she attended his graduation from MIT? After all, I'm pretty sure if your son graduated from MIT with a master's degree, you'd be proud of him and want to be at that graduation celebration.
Or seeing the certificate.
No, he either never even thought to ask Bob Lazar's mother the question, or he knew that Bob Lazar's education was fake and purposefully didn't ask her the question.
Yeah, when I pause it, then you can talk, Charles. Yes, you just fade away into nothing. I'm not too sure if I do either. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright, okay, we can hear you now. But only when we pause the video, so when I pause, you can have a say
Okay.
if you want on what he's just said. But yeah, we've talked about Bob Lazar many times now, and I'd say probably only 20% of his story checks out. There are some people that claim that some guy used to pick him up and drop him off at the California one. Was it Caltech? And he used to walk onto the campus. Maybe he was sneaking in the back door to watch some lectures, right, for free. Which you can do, unless they're checking your IDs at the door, which I don't think they will be doing that in America. Because you can do that here. You can walk into lecture theatres while they're going. No one checks to see if you're actually a student there or not. But yeah, he obviously wasn't involved properly into any of these locations. So we know Bob's is got some truth and some lies, and that's why people believe it, right? There are some things that sort of add up where he's in the phone book and proven that he was actually working for EG&G or whatever it's called, and which subcontracted to Area 51, didn't they? So he might have been a cleaner there, as people claim, a cleaner or electrician replacing light bulbs or something, you know. And he may have just overheard that they were doing some experiments out in the desert and took his mates along, and just to tell them they're actually experimenting with UFOs when they're shooting beams of light up in the sky and creating plasma balls or whatever, you know. So who knows what the true story is, but we know that he got most of his stuff from magazines, right? Forecast the Future of Science, right, which was Element 115, come out 2 weeks before the Knapp interview where he mentions it, right? So if it come out after the interview, then that would have made a bit more sense, right? It would have been more credible. But of course, the body language panel have also analysed Bob Lazar and said he's lying. They said in the early days it showed that he was fidgety and looking left and right all the time and looking down. He was doing internal dialogue, and as the years went on, he got better at storytelling.
Yeah, he's believing his own stories, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Eventually, these guys tell it so much they actually believe it actually happened. I think it turned to he was just always trying to brag. You know, he built the rocket bike and in the desert, and he used to have big parties with flamethrowers and machine guns, and everybody used to go out and party at night time, show off his rocket car. He liked being like the attention seeker. Making these big parties with fireworks, because he used to import it and then sell them around the US. And of course he got done by breaking the law by transporting an explosive across borders without the proper permits, and then he got done for having a brothel, a legal brothel in Vegas, I think it was, and I think George Knapp ratted on him on that one. Yeah, and of course, this whole thing of being raided by FBI was they were just looking for a cold case of a person that bought some chemicals from their store or used to work in their store. I'm not too sure if he worked or not, but he took some chemicals that linked to their location and killed his wife with it, and you know, put it in his cups of tea or whatever. But anyway, we've covered all that before. Bob Lazar is not a credible source, like he's saying. It's a nice story, you know, but even if you look at the science of the UFO, it's totally wrong. And what claims he's making about the feet going forward and it gets sucked towards gravity or whatever, which is rubbish, because why is it hovering with the feet down towards the ground in that case, which means it should go shooting straight down into the ground, right? It should be like upside down as the feet are sucking towards gravity, keeping it hovering, if that was the case, right? There's lots of things wrong with his story. in gravitational waves. You know, they barely detect them in LIGO. If you had UFOs that are using gravity rays flying over top of LIGO, it would be flying off like an EMF meter on ghost hunting shows, right, where it peaks and goes crazy. So yeah, there's lots of things wrong with Bob Lazar.
Because that's what kind of researcher he is. A person who's already made up his mind before he even filmed 1 second of that documentary. He decided that Bob Lazar was the real deal and he was going to prove it. This cognitive dissonance, this confirmation bias infects all of these losers out there claiming that they're going to bring people the truth. You can't bring people the truth if you're so goddamn biased. You've already made up your mind before you've even seen the evidence. But that's where we're at. You know, recently I did a stream where we worried about the future of our show here. The purpose of this broadcast is not to belittle these people, not to humiliate them, though that may be the end result once the truth is shown for what it is, the truth. The purpose of this broadcast is to bring people the real truth, the second red pill. You thought you needed one? No, you need a few. Because after you've digested all the bullshit that these hucksters are out there selling, you need someone like me, right?
You need someone like me too.
Someone with big boots, courageous enough to wade into that lake of bullshit that you got to get through to get to the real truth. They don't do it. They don't do it. They'll never do it.
That's correct.
They're content to sell you lies, to get those clicks, get those views, and continue their sensationalist stories with no evidence, no proof.
Dream team, dream team.
And goof on.
That's what I'm talking about.
And they'll never have the proof, friends. They'll never have it. So Corbell interviews the author of the story, who spills the beans. Well, he didn't really say that. He was repeating something that he heard from his granddaughter, who heard it from Laura Eisenhower. This, friends, has got to stop. These idiots out there selling anything for money with no proof, no evidence, no corroboration. It's consumer fraud. They know the stories aren't real.
And it's even bigger now, because now you got Blake Cousins pushing UFO report on Amazon. That's even bigger consumer fraud. And now Amazon's enabling it, right?
Yeah, they're going to be pushing all that stuff.
So more people are going to be misled and deceived. So we'll be looking at some more of their bullshit later. Cloud UFO, whatever it was, that looked like a speeder from the Jetsons. But anyway, we'll just carry on.
They're knowingly selling people lies. In many cases, it can be proven that many of these people were informed that the story was not factually correct that they just sold. Do they ever take the story down? Do they ever do a retraction? Do they ever apologize and say,
No.
Yeah, you know, we ran with that story because I thought it was credible, but it turned...
Yeah, and talk about that alien creature from that movie where the police cop apparently had filmed it, you know? Did they apologize for that? No, they were eggs on the face right the next day trying to cover it up, saying, oh, we tried our best to research it, and then I typed it in Google and had it up in 5 minutes, right? There's no way we could have known that was a movie. Well, if you've been around on the UFO field for 16 years, that story was broken years ago, and I even knew straight away as soon as I saw the image that I've seen it before, debunked in previous searches and also on other debunkers' channels, right? So and that's the problem, that these guys claiming to be talking heads experts or balloon, the lead-in balloon experts, they don't do any research, and so their information is based on their own experiments, but not by putting on a tag and seeing how high they go by GPS. You know, you could tie a GPS tracker on it and see how high they really do go. Do your own experiments. If you don't believe the scientific pages that tell you go to 23,000 feet to 30,000 feet where planes fly, the mile balloons. But anyway,
and the monolith.
Yeah, we've talked about that in the past, and we've been attacked saying that we weren't listening correctly and all this. But we've got all the clips, and we're going to make a little video about it again in the new year, probably mid-January, and we'll put it out there for you to have a good laugh at. See the hypocrites, double standards, and contradictions where they say one thing and in the same episode they contradict themselves. So it's just hilarious really when you start putting it all together. But yeah, that's coming, a feature video, and this Stephen guy here would love it.
Turns out that story's fake. No, never.
Sorry, Charles.
It's going to be a good one whenever he sees it.
Yeah, so we're spending a lot of time on it too.
Yeah. Not once have I heard one of these UFO con artist grifter assholes out there living a great life. Some of them have millionaire lifestyles, like David Wilcock. The guy lives in $1 million mansion. He has several $1 million mansions by several reports. And what is his source of income? Selling fake shit.
And Tyler Klotner, we worked at, would have earned $2 to $10 million on ads. Now it's hard to know the exact amount because Google used to pay out more in the beginning, and generally he didn't grow big enough really until the last 4 years. So. But yeah, he would have made at least $2 million, and I believe someone said on his Twitter account that he has a franchise, silent partner in a franchise. He didn't even need to be on the internet. He was rolling in money. Like Subway, if you got a Subway franchise in New Zealand here, you can earn literally millions a year on that franchise, and that's just in a small country. So America in a big city, you'd be rolling in the money. So you don't really need to be online doing it. But he used the money from online to buy his houses and all his lifestyle, right? And it's the same with these guys. But once they get into that lifestyle living, they want more normally. And you see that with the 1%ers in the world. The billionaires see it's a contest to see who could be number one billionaire sort of thing. With the most money. It's crazy really, when they could help out do so much better with their money. Now George Lucas is the only one I've heard of that actually spends millions of dollars building homes for homeless people. He builds up these big complexes and gives them a place to go and sleep and all that sort of stuff, because he knows he can't spend it all. If you got enough for your own happiness, you might as well give away the rest of it, you know, or give away part of it. Even if you had it in the bank, right, and you gave away the interest on it, that would be ongoing forever. So
yeah, it's all the taxman has it, isn't it?
Well, that's a problem with tax. You lose 50% of it, right? Yeah. So you got to put it into a business anyway. So you sort of get tax. Yeah,
but if they put it into charity, they can write it off, can't they? There's a lot of it.
Yeah, true. So it could help out people, right?
Yeah.
If you got that much money coming in, you just got to pick the right causes, I think.
And of course, David Wilcock is one of the clowns out there selling this story, and we're going to cover that tonight. We're going to show David Wilcock making a complete and total ass of himself, selling this fake story, running with it early, didn't vet anything.
So yeah, we know a few people like that already. We'll just skim onto it. We're almost there anyway.
Didn't check into the story. The David Wilcock box of dildos challenge must have gotten in his subconscious because he's decorating his set with phallic symbols now. We're having an effect, friends. We're having an effect.
Of outrageous fraud
That's
perpetrated on us.
So my
Yeah, Daniel Brinkley's admitting it here. Outrageous fraud being perpetrated against us. Do you mean by you and your partner in slime here, David Wilcock?
No.
Selling fake stories?
Mm.
Are you guys going to address that David Wilcock predicted that Donald Trump, a few days before the election, predicted that Donald Trump was going to win in a huge major landslide?
Yeah, we'll just give on a wee bit. So yeah, if you want to go and watch that, the full links on the side. But yeah, there's a bit where Corbell comes up. I'll just get to that. I'm not sure if people have seen it yet.
You don't like the guy.
Oh, well, gee, for once, Jeremy Corbell is doing the right thing here, but it hasn't stopped him from sensationalizing the story and profiting from it. Because yes, there's a live stream. And here's what he said. Professor Eshed is a serious and accomplished man with major responsibilities. He's a UFO realist. However, some of his statements were repeated ideas based on other people's perspectives and said in a specific context. Yet the lazy mass media attributed them to him. Just because you like a story doesn't mean it's real. Just because you like a story doesn't mean it's credible, right? It's this confirmation bias.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, thanks to Cranston for sending me that on Twitter. And I got to get to the next video, which we're going to share. We go from one dummy to another one. And yes, Vanessa, I agree with you. So I'm going to try to be fair. Okay? My feelings of this person aside, I'll try to be fair.
See, he's got a different style to attacking people than Goofon does character assassinations, but he is actually attacking their credibility and facts rather than attacking their character. And he's not insulting them, like calling them Bigfoot or what's the other names he calls people? Pedos and and homos and what else?
Calls them everything.
Yeah, he just calls them frauds and liars. That's a bit simple to all you need. You can't, you could say David Wilcock's eyes look like shit pinholes or whatever. You could insult him, character assassinate him, just like all this other guy that is online that everybody seems to love. Yeah, so I like this guy's style, but he does F a wee bit, and even though he could sort of change that so it makes it more PG friendly, so other people out there can watch it without being offended, or younger kids can watch it too, say that this guy's a liar because blah blah.
But you don't get credit for doing one truthful thing when you've spent 20 years selling fake stories. I'm sorry, 5 years, 10 years selling fake
Talking
stories?
about Corbell.
One second, friends. Let me just get to the video here.
Yeah, he needs to get it up. Here it comes.
I mean, this is why here and all the other stuff that you've quoted.
Well, look at the body language on this reporter here.
That's basically what it was saying.
Yeah, this is why the context of your full article, which was eloquently written, is so important, because he's not claiming this himself as an official. He is saying this is one part of the story or mythology or story itself of ufology.
It's all mythology. That's the problem. It's people repeating mythology and fake stories about UFOs and aliens that go back decades.
See, this guy's got a smirk on his face.
People add on to the stories. People tack on to the stories. People run with the stories.
He's telling you somebody else said this, and that's so important.
He's trying not to laugh. You can see that there.
The other thing he said that really made me stand back a little bit was, where did he come up with the term Galactic Federation? Was that a generalized term, or was that a specific thing he was quoting?
Joke.
That's, you know what, I would have to kind of blame myself for not further investigating with him the subject of the...
So he's looking down, so he's doing internal dialogue. How am I going to tell this story? And he's looking left and right. He's never ever looking up into memory recall, this guy. So just watch the body language here.
Of the Galactic Confederation or Federation.
So the original author of the article doesn't even know where he got the term Galactic Federation.
I didn't get into that because there was so much to talk about, and I cannot really tell you what he was referring to, only that he mentioned that they had 9 members. All are better evolved than we are at this point, and that they were examining us, and you know, and that they have specifically asked before not to be exposed yet here on Earth.
And this is a common theme, that aliens are, you know, interacting with high-ranking officials and making deals with them so they can abduct us. But humans aren't ready to know about us yet, so you can't.
I think Corbell even is noticing. Look at this expression here. I'm not buying this reporter's story. You can see this guy's looking down all the time. It's like a guilt trip, right? I tricked the world with the story.
Can't tell everyone that we're here. This is a common theme in UFO mythology. This type of story has been repeated for decades. Doesn't make it true. Doesn't make it real.
But that's all I got on this subject. Maybe we should have gone further into it, but we did not. So Professor Eshed is a sane man. Well, you know what?
I see he's laughing.
I'm just a journalist. You know, I'm not a professional on that. But if you talk to him, you get the one-on-one with him. He appears to be very much sane, and you know, he's a fascinating person to talk to. And
so he didn't come across very credible there, did he?
He's trying to change the subject.
Yeah, he didn't say, "Oh, he's got dementia." Sorry.
He's not at all out of touch in any way that I was able to note.
Yeah, and you know, I think this is sufficient. So there we have the proof that this person was misquoted or taken out of context, because what he was actually talking about was repeating things, parts of what may be true from UFO.
Okay, so we'll just stop there on that one. Don't want to spend too much time, but we'll just go over what he said about copyright too. But I thought it was good there just to bring up that his breakdown of the Federation thing. And I've got some new photographs on the Trent to bring up today too. So it's all coming, but I just need to catch up on the side chat. Who we got out there still? Cool, crazy guy has joined us. Not too sure who else is with us. Area 51 is. Do you think that maybe CIA actors? Do you think that they may be CIA actors? The reporter? No, I think he was just
CIA actors.
No, I don't believe they're CIA actors. I believe Corbell's just out to make money. He may believe the BS, but if that's the case, then he hasn't got any critical thinking, or, you know, people pointed out stuff to him on Corbell and he didn't listen, and he seemed to be like trying to defend Bob Lazar and make up stuff about the FBI raid. You know, they knew it was about another case because they had the arrest warrant, well, the warrant to search for the missing chemical, so they can get a sample and match it to that location. But what was I going to say? I forgot now. What was I talking about? I've lost my track of thought there, but we'll just play this one here. I think he makes great sense here about why he doesn't sort of cover Corbell, not Corbell, Corey Good as much. So we'll just play that. What's that? No, not muted.
Will form a precedent and be useful in future forms.
Let's see where we can get the start of it.
Cosmic Disclosure Conference. Sorry, Roger Ramseur. And then I suppose another of his business partners, Leon.
So it's a bit low volume again, isn't it? What's it set to there? Maximum. So let's use this thing here, but it sort of adds more CPU on.
Isaac Kennedy, no longer friendly with him or helping him with current projects, given that Corey Good is suing him. And today, the news that broke, which I can at least, anything that I'm going to say today is a factual statement. I'm not going to get off in the weeds too much, but I'm certainly allowed to state factual statements. So this is a factual statement. A YouTube video from a very small, brand new YouTube channel hit. And the subject matter was Liz Lurie, the person who was one of Corey Good's closest associates and apparently a lawyer, maybe one of his lawyers for some of his legal matters, the person who set up his Light Warrior Legal Fund, the person who wrote his latest course that he sold people, which during this video she claims generated some $700,000 in funds, is now one of the people coming out and speaking out against him, and apparently is now in fact suing him. So all these lawsuits are flying. Corey Good is suing the three people I mentioned earlier, Adrienne Youngblood being the person who organized his Cosmic Disclosure conferences. He's suing her. And again, these are all statements of facts. He's suing Roger Ramseur, his former business manager, Leon Isaac Kennedy, another former business partner. He's suing Gaia Corporation, his former employer.
Americans.
He's suing, Cliff High. He's suing Jay Widener.
It's only the slimeball lawyers that want all this suing in America because they're the ones that profit from it, right?
Yeah.
There's obviously going to be a winner and loser at the end of the day. Both parties might be totally wrong, you know. It might not be black and white. It might be somewhere in the middle. Like, you know, Corey Good might be saying it's slander, and the other person's saying it's not. It's actually a factual thing about him. You know, whatever happens, the lawyers always make out of it.
Former producer on the Gaia television show Cosmic Disclosure. He's suing Ari Stone, who formerly sued him for copyright infringement, though to the best of my knowledge sued him unsuccessfully for that. And he's suing C.W. Chanter, who is a lawyer, but more well-known in conspiracy land community as C.W. Chanter, someone who, like me, is very critical of these people out there on the internet making fantastical claims like spaceships landed in my backyard and took me to the moon base, the secret moon base. And, you know, C.W. Chanter, like me, has been very critical of Corey Good, telling fantastical Buck Rogers related stories, Flash Gordon type stories of fighting Draco reptilian aliens on other planets in a secret space program and time traveling and being age regressed. So he's being sued as well. So the lawsuits are being flung all over the place, both by Corey Good and also against him. And here's the big problem about why, no, I will not be discussing Mr. Good or today's news, except to state what happened as fact, I can state facts. And, it's important for me to mention this. There's a lot of people, listen, please take this the right way if you're one of those people, because I don't mean any offense, but there's people, some of which live in foreign countries, not in the United States, who may not be aware of how litigious people in the United States can be. That's my big word for the day. Litigious. It means someone who likes to sue a lot of people. So, I've got people in other countries.
It's a good way to live if you win.
And again, I don't mean this to be personally insulting, but I have people who have, and this is my perception, I could be wrong, I have people who have nothing. Yeah. Like people who don't have any assets or resources, or, don't have assets, telling me you should go after that guy and you should do this and you should do that. Well, it's really easy for somebody that owns nothing to say, sure, go and put yourself in possible legal jeopardy to talk trash about somebody. Not that I would be just talking trash, but, to even cover them could be problematic, especially considering I've taken all the legal paperwork that is now public record, and you can follow, I believe it's Judge Jolly, of all things, on Twitter, and get copies of all the legal paperwork, all the lawsuits being filed, the motions. You can go and read all of that and educate yourself. But here's the issue. I have people that are telling me you should be covering this or you should be covering that. And they don't realize the legal implications and legal problems that this could create for both me and my company. First of all, I've taken all that legal paperwork, and every show where I've ever even just mentioned Mr. Good or the Spear Being Alliance to an attorney, and at my own expense, right? And I have to pay for that advice. And so here's what I will say. On the advice of my attorney, I will not be discussing Mr. Good until these other legal matters, especially the legal matters of the people who are simply critical of him and his fantastical Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon stories on the internet, are settled. The other complication is, according to my attorney, I could be called as a, I could be deposed. I could be called as a witness to any of these open legal cases, given my extensive knowledge of Mr. Good, his business practices, and many things related to Mr. Good, Spear Being Alliance, his company, whatever. I could be called as a legal witness. So it would further complicate all of this if I were to begin to cover him or speak about him. So in order to keep things as simple as possible, I have avoided it. And other people, most notably C.W. Channer, has mentioned that this is exactly, I don't believe I'm going out on a limb here and saying it, that this is exactly what Mr. Good wants. He wants to sue enough people, to hassle enough people with frivolous lawsuits that have no bearing in reality, but are still very costly to litigate. He wants to silence all of his critics. He wants to have a chilling effect on free speech. And I'm sorry to say that his strategy is working. Because if you haven't noticed, a lot of people just aren't talking about him or criticizing him in the way that they did previous to him launching all of these lawsuits. Take from that what you will. Now, as far as people...
Now, we know other people put copyright strikes on us and Dr. J Radio. They use it as a weapon to silence people, critics of them interviewing or the people that are interviewing. And of course, oddly enough, the strike I got was on Corey Good. So, yeah. They're just scumbags out there. They know the line, and they're promoting another fraud. They're promoting the fraud, giving airtime is just ridiculous. So they should be promoting them. They shouldn't even be saying that the secret space program they're talking about is real, because there's no evidence of their claims, as he said before in the last video. It's just absolute nonsense.
We're just
Wouldn't
shutting
hold-
everybody up.
It's trying to shut everybody up, saying it's probably character assassination, that I'm not a liar, blah blah blah. But yeah, how's he going to prove he's not a liar in a court, right? Okay, where's the evidence of the secret space program? Oh, I can't, because it's top secret. You know, the usual same BS, you know. But yeah, he goes on a bit here saying he got sued for $25,000 before on another case. What else did he talk about? Do you remember? Because I don't want to play it all. I just want to get on with other stuff. He actually makes a lot of sense. This guy, I think we went up to about 30 minutes on it, didn't we? I'll just skim some of it.
People, including all these people he was very close to, what's to stop him from suing me, even if it's frivolous and cause me 15 or 20 or 30 or 50 or God forbid $100,000 worth of legal expenses to stop his legal forms of harassment. There's nothing to stop him from suing anybody.
So he's still talking about Corey Good, I guess.
To hurt people that he's using to harass his critics through legal means.
Yep.
Basically through harassing lawsuits that have no basis in fact or reality. She helped him do that. I didn't hear her apologize on this video. Not once. I didn't hear her apologize to all the people she helped him hurt. And she should. Right? You don't have a come to Jesus moment and not say I'm sorry for all the people I helped hurt. But she did. So, you know, people can have all of this. People can have their, you know, do a cartwheel, because now here's another very closely related Corey Good associate coming out against him. And apparently she's suing him now. So, you know, people can do their cartwheel being glad for this, but I'm not glad, because this is just, there's another lawsuit, somebody else that helped Corey Good hurt a lot of people that then got hurt themselves and decided he wasn't such a good person, and now they're suing him. Yeah.
That
And
sounds
also,
like typical of the UFO field, right? They keep eating each other, and the frauds work together, but eventually they burn each other, right? Eventually it all breaks down, it falls apart. And it always will be about money, or it'll be about egos, right? But anyway.
Yeah, but then they'll build themselves back up again then, won't they?
They'll always be out to make money.
please, please, God, friends, we have to consider the conduit that is bringing us this information. Now, I heard a lot of good things about this gentleman, and you know, I heard from people that I really do respect, telling me that they're glad he's doing this, and you know, he's a really good person. But I have my problems already. Already, I have my problems, because listen, if you just all right, and here's another thing. I'm not gonna comment any further on that video that dropped today, but I will say this: I believe people have the right to hear that information, whether they agree with it or do not agree with that information. So here's what I'm going to do. Give me 1 second, friends.
Just bacon sandwich.
What I'm going to do. I am going to put that video in the description. 1 second, friends. And I have to edit the video. I'm going to put a link to that gentleman's video, and
Getting crowdfunded.
1 second.
Yeah, so he gets on a wee bit there. So we'll just move on now. Yeah, he's a couple good videos here anyway. So I did some more research on the Trent one, as you can see here. And also we've got this news here, which I was meant to talk about at festival, but I forgot. You might remember that Google went down for a good hour or so in New Zealand, UK. Was it last week? Last week, was it?
Yeah. This week just gone. Just going.
December the 14th. Yep. So, yeah. So people may not have heard what actually happened. But it happened at night time here. Can't remember what time in the morning it was. I know it was pretty late in the morning, like 3 or 4.
11 o'clock or something.
4 in the morning or something. Oh, was it 11? Was it? Oh yeah, it was 2. It was 10 to 1 a.m. here in New Zealand. I think it was when it went down, and it didn't come back right till about 10 to 2. But anyway, it turns out what the story is here.
Yeah.
Multiple Google services, websites, YouTube, Gmail went down, and Google Docs went down for around an hour on Monday morning after being hit with a widespread outage. Google acknowledged the issues with Gmail affecting both its business and personal services at 6:55 a.m. Eastern Time, and said the problem was fixed for the vast majority at 7:52, which is nonsense because it was still down overseas. Google's primary assessment blames a glitch in identity management for the outage. So the root cause was an issue in our automatic quota management system, which reduced capacity for Google's central identity management system, causing it to return errors. So basically rejected authentication, right? User requests were authenticated and served errors to our users. Couldn't be verified, right? Couldn't refer logins and all that sort of business. So you just got 500 errors or 503s, I think it was. So yeah, that was when they talked about a week prior that they're going to reduce any old files on Google Drive if you haven't updated it, added any files in the last 2 years, to start purging stuff and accounts there. And obviously they stuffed up the code, right, and it purged too much. So they probably had to do some restoring, right? It would have taken an hour to restore some data probably that got purged, which shouldn't have been purged, right? It'll be a stuff up, it'll be a code and stuff up, right? But anyway, I'll just mention that BitChute and all that were unaffected, of course. Another reason to be on another platform. But I reckon they reckon they lost almost $2 million in that outage. So it just shows how much money they make, right? And I bet a few people were really pissed off because their live streams got killed or whatever. But anyway, of course they won't pay you out compensation for the outage either, will they? So yeah, getting on to Trent now. You need to make a note of the time, I guess. So here's some of the new scans of the slides I found. You can see that they're better than what we were looking at, a higher quality, and you can even zoom in even further on them. But I managed to save them to a folder, so I have to bring that across, and we'll just have a look at them. I analysed them previously, so it won't take up too much time. So we've already proven that the model, we've proven it's a model hanging on some line, fishing line, and the two photographs of the person changed position and moved closer to the house. And we also proved that it matched 100% to a truck mirror of that period. I suppose it would have been a Bedford or something like that, would it? Back then as well, or Ford truck.
Ford, yeah, Ford truck probably.
Alright, so we got the videos here, images I mean, from the slides. So here's the far away shot off that one. Come on, behave. So we can start looking at this one here. I'll just make it full screen. So you can see it's pretty dark down the bottom here. It's really hard to see what's down here, but obviously there's a house there. And a house there. And we can see now here's some power line, no, phone lines going across this way. And looks like they're going spread out here. Which looks like it could be going to another post here in front of this other house here, right? Looks like there's a post here. And now it's coming across here. Whether it's connecting to the roof line of this house, it's hard to tell. Or if it's going beyond. But we didn't see that before. We didn't see that high qualityness of things here. So you can start to see, it looks like a fingerprint on the slide here as well. You can see a lot of damage to it. There's scratches. Really big scratches. Another fingerprint up here. So that's looking at the base photograph, the slide. Okay, so the next one I've put it through enhancements. So we can actually start to see a bit more detail on the picture. So first of all, I lightened this bit here, and there we can see more detail of the sticks, but the power lines have faded away. So yes, sometimes you need to be making it dark as well as light and see different things, right? So it's a bit hard to combine it all on the same image. I suppose you can see the lines really faintly there, though, if you look. But yeah, you can see here, it's definitely a post. Now you can see the house better. You can see this is kind of a thatchet type fence, is it? Lots of high grasses or something there on the fence line. Now you can see there's scratches now that we couldn't see before. It looks like something stained here. Another scratch here. And now we can see that the the phone line could be connecting to the house or going beyond. So it could be going over
to the end of the house, I think.
I don't know. We can't tell. We haven't got a whole 3D perspective of the house looking the other side or from over the road here. That would really help. But now you can see the thumbprints here. Looks like two thumbprints overlaying each other. Or pretty sloppy handling of slides, right? And looks like the power cords here is closer to the cameraman than obviously the telephone wires. So that sort of discounts that hanging off these power cords. It looks like it's closer to where the power, the phone lines are. But what you notice here is this streak of line going across here. It kind of looks like a fishing line. And it goes all the way to here. You still see it going. So is that a scratch that's sort of parallel all that distance? Well, there's a scratch that doesn't keep on going. There's a scratch that doesn't keep on going. There's another scratch that doesn't keep on going and it goes upwards. Another scratch coming down. Lots of scratches going up. That one's not parallel there. A scratch going across. So yeah. I think that's where we're seeing the fishing line. See, that seems to carry on too. Looks like there's two lines going this way and it comes up to the model, goes across the model here. Looks like the model somehow connected there. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Goes right across here to the other side, look. And it seems to keep on going. And we can start to see something here too. But yeah, it's too dark now. And of course, was that the power line going across there?
Yeah, that's the cable.
Was that another cable going across? I think it might have been. That was not. There was like a load of cables coming across the road to the house over this way, wasn't there?
Yep. What's that?
We'd have to go back to the other photograph. Like I said, we had to use light and dark, but you can see here it does stand out a lot of the scratches now that we couldn't see before. There's lots of mistreating on the slide here. It may be on purpose, right? To try to hide these fine lines going across, which is fishing line. If we go back to that one. So there's the power line that we enhanced. Was there another power line above? I can't see it now, you see. There's the power lines. There's the power lines. But there's no other phone line. There's these other ones below it here. I think the other ones we saw are scratches. Although you can't see the scratches, right? We're seeing this other one here. Going across. But it just seems to fade away, doesn't it? Can't see it now. So that one looks like it could be a scratch. So the scratches and all that does sort of distract. Could it be fishing line? These other ones. Maybe it's on purpose, like I said, like to slide it across the table, backwards and forth, and hopefully it will disguise it. But you can see definitely it's a high-res scan of not the crappy photographs we were mucking around with. So if you zoom into the area of this box here. What am I doing? I should be using it that way. So you can see the lines going across here, and this one here, which seems to attach to a phone line here. Looks like it attaches there, or it goes down further. It's a bit hard to tell. Is that a scratch, or is that actually part of the fishing wire? Because it seems to be the same thickness as these ones going across too.
Could have been pulled across with that, couldn't it?
There's another scratch that went in this direction, I believe, too, which I can't see in this enhancement. But we'll see it. I think it goes across here. But if you have a look here, it seems to go up to this line here. And it looks like it bends around. It looks like it coming down this direction here. Which would be where the middle, what do you call it, center of gravity would be, because you got that sort of weight of the arm going up this way. So it does look like it's hooked on here across two fishing wires, fishing lines, which I don't think are scratches, because look, they're just too parallel. So there's something coming down that way too. That's a bit hard to tell, you know. The scratch is a good way to hide stuff. I believe it was processed by a chemist, wasn't it? I don't know the full details, but it does look to me like that's connected to the model from that telephone wire. Which wouldn't be live, so it'd be a lot safer than connecting it to power lines above, right? Plus they look closer. This model looks like it's at the same distance as the house, right? It looks like it's coming across the same location. So I think this is like the third positive that it's a model. We get into the next slides. Okay, so here's the scratch. I didn't see it on the other one enhancement, but it's definitely looks like some sort of scratch slid down. And you can see how much thicker it is when it's enhanced compared to these constant lines going across. This is an enhancement that Charles did. I just used it and then I recolored it. But you can see this looks very straight, and it looks like it's going up to, could even be up to that top line here rather than this one now. It looks like it's going up maybe up to this line here and then coming back down that way. There seems to be something there, right? Looks like it could be, because the way you see the fishing line is through the sunlight reflecting off it. That's why we get patchy bits here. Because maybe it's just flickering in the wind, and at the time he snaps the photograph, some parts of the fishing line is more reflective than the other. Have you ever been fishing, you see it with your eyes, right? So yeah, it kind of does look like it could be going up to that one, back down to here, which kind of makes sense. Maybe this is what they're talking about, where they could see the fishing line. So yeah, you can make up your mind whether you think that might be scratches that seem to go right across the screen. Here I go, this is where I think it's sort of pivoted and swinging around in the breeze, right? But yeah, could that be a scratch? Could that be the other line going up on the other fishing wire as well?
Sure looks like it.
And it goes off somewhere else and it's just not reflecting. It's hard to know really, because that's normally how you do it. So you have one line to pull it along and the other line to pull it back the other way. To me, it looks like a model 100%, and of course you can see this is where they got the enhanced mirror thing from. But you remember that they sort of drew crosses going across that way, and you see there's like some sort of pattern. They reckon that's the fishing line, but I don't think so. Going across here and across here, because these lines stand out. But they may have written them off as scratches, but look how sort of parallel they are, you know, and I think it was worth bringing it up. You can definitely see the parallel going right across. But why would he have two lines? Well, I suppose you could tie it to one end of a pole, stretch it out, go around another pole and go way back, right? Instead of doing a knot at the pole, it's easier just to go around the pole. That way you can slide up and down the pole to adjust the height of it. Go back the other way and anchor it. Oh, I stuffed up something there. What happened? That come off the other screen. How did that manage to get across? There's always something going wrong. So yeah, you know what I mean though. You tie it around a post on the other side, around over here. Because I'm just looking at these posts here, right? There's two set of posts. There was two set of posts here. And the Christmas tree's in the way. I'll just have to move it. There's two posts here, right? For this telephone line system. There's one post. I don't think it's the fence line. It looks like it's two posts joined together. So that looks like it's coming from this one on the way down, right? Then it goes across the road. That's what I think. Let's see, go back this one. You can see now that one's dark and we can then see the lines on that one. But where's the lines on that one there?
Yeah. Just
Let's
scratches
see.
on halfway down it.
Yeah, it looks like some scratches this way. That could be a line coming across this way. Where's that one going to? So normally it would come down on the angle, wouldn't it? It would come down from there, down to the lower post. Definitely looks like we've got 3 lines going to somewhere here. It's not connecting to that same post here. Does look like there's a droopy line going this way. It's probably going off to this other house in the distance. Probably going that direction, right?
Could be.
Yeah, I think so. So these 3 lines are definitely going not to the house. It's got to be going to another post, which is behind the house, which is heading in the right direction of where that other post would have to be, over here somewhere. Probably up the road, and then it goes across to this side, so this post will be higher up in the image. But anyway, yeah. Let you make up your minds on that being fishing wire. I think it is. It proves it's a model, and it wasn't hanging on these power lines, which clearly look closer. Unless we've got a 3D view of the other side of this house. It might be there's a barn over here. It makes sense. A 2-story barn. A lot of these farms have barns, don't they? So what's this other building over here? You know, it's got to be another farmhouse over this way. I don't think it'd be 2 houses on the same side of the street, right? But anyway, I thought that was worth bringing attention to it. So we can move on to the next bit. We'll just catch up on side chat if there's anything there. Let's see. Guys, it's like the tagline for the show X-Files. I want to believe. Appreciate your views. Well, we know because we've had our own personal experiences that there's something more going on. But we've got to debunk the noise out there and call it bullshit whenever we see it. Else it's just ridiculous that people are going to make money off gullibles all the time. It's just disgusting, really. I got a cold bacon sandwich here, anyway. So that was an image, but it's on the web page. I'll just close that tab and I'll give you the link to the web page. Oh, that was the web page. Well, this is just a photo. Now I'll just copy that. Trent Hi-Res scans.
Hopefully that one's been put to bed now.
So we've looked at 3 aspects of it. The camera angle, which we proved the guy was walking around and the object was not moving in the sky, which is abnormal. And if it's just hovering there, why did you only take 2 pictures? You would have had plenty of time to take more snapshots. Get closer, move closer to it. I think that's the link to it. And there we go. So we'll move on to the next bit. In between cold bites of cold sandwich. Close tab. Now there's a guy that's claiming that the International Space Station one that I looked at is city lights. And as you know, I found a part where it was nice and clear and less blurry and enhanced it. And saw the same dark and white pattern that matched the hatch, right? Is that the next one? And you can see his video is really complicated and over the top. We know a lot of this stuff is city lights. Doesn't mean there's not city lights in the video. But I believe this part of it is actually the reflection of the hatch.
Well, it fitted, didn't it?
It did fit, didn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, what's going on? I'll move that back. Over here somewhere. Okay, so, what's it going? Big screen. How do I get out of it? Right, let's try this again. So, there's those 3 bright lights, and we can see the black bits there, but you can only see it if you enhance it right better, which I did do. He says they cropped it and it's different times, and I said it didn't matter what times it was, it's still a reflection, and he's saying it's moving at the same speed as the city lights, but doesn't mean it's still not a reflection, right? Because the camera's moving at equivalent speed. And you can see it disappears there, right?
Station on space to ground 2, 50 meters, range rate -0.30, attitude. Station on space to ground 2, 50 meters, range rate -0.30, attitude.
I wish I wouldn't add music to it.
Copy all.
See, I'm not really following his video here because he's not talking over it, right? He's just drawing circles and putting up words, and I suppose he's got city lights going past because now it's further away from the hatch at the moment. Okay, so now we can see the city lights passing below, right? They're not as reflective, right? They're not as bright as the other object was. Still low res. I don't see the bright white lights and the dark streaks that sort of matched up. And where's the hatch there? There's the hatch there, isn't it? That they're heading towards.
I think so. Yeah, because they've got a target there, haven't they?
Yeah, I didn't see the city lights disappear like that object did. You know, if you're moving closer to the angle reflection, eventually the reflection's going to disappear. It's got bigger again. I thought I had it minimized. Why does it keep doing that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Going down to dock, we know that. It's getting closer to the dock hatch. I find it a little bit confusing, this video, don't you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Overcomplicated it all, didn't he?
Yeah. He's here, there, and everywhere.
Saying it's city lights of this particular location, but it still doesn't prove it's not a hatch reflection.
No, I think you got it bang on. I don't care what this guy says. I think you got it bang on what you said.
But Scott Brando thinks he's right.
Doesn't he always?
Okay, so what did he say to me this morning?
And swear at you, did he?
No. Just a debate. A respectable debate.
Good.
But I thought I had more comments here. See my live. Oh, no, it's all there. So what did I say? Debunked it days ago, so he put it up 14th. And I did mine on the 11th, so that's 3 days. I think it's 11th. Yep, live 350. And I said, reflection of, why does it keep moving? Of reflection that stretched a little, not city lights. It disappears because it gets closer. The reflection in the camera is lost because of angles. I watched your analysis. There's a basic error, which is why I always tell people to look at the original video and the source. Watch this video. The object appears at 0202, and the time picture. You try to compare the two images as at 2025, but the hatch is not going to change size, is it, regardless of the time? So I'm not too sure what he's trying to say there. And you can see how slow the spaceship is moving towards the hatch. So 23 minutes later, you based your analysis on a hoaxer's video. This is a trap that hoaxers always make. They don't show the whole contents, and they make cuts to confuse people. But that explains why some of it was further away when it was moving, and some of it was bigger, right? If you look at the hoaxer's video. And it disappeared, so that might explain why it disappeared as well, because they did a cut, right? Cut in the video. Go to the times I told you about and see for yourself. You notice that they edited the brightness to make the object look more metallic. Another thing is, have patience to watch my entire video. My video analysis of the object fits 100% pattern match of the hatch, regardless of the times. It's a reflection. The 3 long black marks match, and the 3 white dots. You've overcomplicated it. The colours match corner top right to bottom left. I'm not saying there's no other city lights, but this case is not city lights, that object. Can't deny pattern magic. City lights form in 3 days. I meant to say 3 dots. 3 dots. And black streaks would be a crazy stats percentage. So what I'm saying there is We did a side-by-side comparison. I haven't got it handy off the hatch, and it sort of matched up right distances and all that sort of stuff, right? And of course inverted because of the mirror effect that you get because of the reflections and internal camera reflections. So let's look at his video that he says watch at 2:02. He reckons there's objects there. Is it? What's he trying to say? 2:02. That you try to compare two images at 2:25. Well, maybe the image I got was actually a reflection, and the other part of it may have been where it was distorted and it wasn't the reflection. I don't know, but let's have a look. So we need to go to 2:2, is it?
25.
And then 23 minutes later, was it?
Yeah.
Somewhere there. A lot of disturbance there.
For 23 minutes.
I don't know if I can see what he's going to see there. Let's go full screen. If they brightened it. So there's the three dots there with the black dots in between. So I can't see any spacecraft there at the moment. Can you? Can you see it go across on your big screen?
I don't see nothing. He doesn't line the times very well.
I can't see anything there. Two 4 now, so yeah, not too sure. Is that something there? No. Well, that camera's munted, isn't it? Look, I didn't see anything there. Nothing like that ship anyway. Why is it not coming back to us? Then 23 minutes later. There. Let's have a look. That looks like gradually moving to the hatch. Real speed. But now it's got too close, right? So we can't see it because now it's got too close. The reflection of those lights ain't going to be there. I didn't see.
Nothing there.
There it is. Let's see.
Is that a plane?
I think so.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it's moving.
No, it is now.
So it should be down near those numbers. If it's reflection, it's going to be very faint, isn't it? So,
the closer it gets, it's going to disappear anyway.
alright, so something there now.
No. I say the closer you get to it, it's going to disappear anyway. I still can't see nothing. Nope.
I think you probably have to use that enhancer. I still think it's a reflection. But anyway, yeah, we see it better now, overexposed, so we'll see how we go. There's those 3 dots. And 4 black lines, is it? 1 in the middle, 1 other side, 1 going down. Okay, let's go back. This is overexposed. We're waiting for the other bit to come up. Where does it disappear to? Alright, we went past it. It's only on the screen a few seconds. Let's just stick the Christmas tree over that way. Alright, let's have a look. Is that playing? Ah, you damn stupid thing. But anyway, we got do it full screen. Here we go.
Still can't see anything.
Because I really think you have to really amp up the brightness to see, right? The reflection probably only a few frames, right?
Well, I can't see nothing.
You can see how big those dots are.
Yeah. Thought it was further out than this anyway, though I did.
Yeah, 2 minutes. 2 hours, 2 minutes. Where is it? Coming up now. So it's far away, so it's probably going to be on that little window there that they zoom in on. That plane? Yep. It was closer than that, wasn't it? Do we see it pop up?
It was close because we could see the lights on the thing, couldn't we, before?
I think it's going to appear just after those numbers in that square there. Well, I'm not seeing city lights.
Is that right then?
There was something there. You notice the camera changed angle there too, to the hatch, which would explain why it was suddenly showed up on the image.
Yeah.
And then disappeared very quickly because the camera angle changed, didn't it?
Yeah, split second.
But he's saying it's city lights whipping it past. Definitely, there was something down here. I think it's just gone past now.
But there. What's that there?
I think I was more correct. So that's the opening coming.
I tend to go with what you did.
Yeah, I think just a reflection just at the right angle then, as it was tilting. But I'm not too sure I'm seeing it, the other thing at 23 minutes. We saw it that too. The object appears that we did see it just flash there for a split second, right? Picture you tried to compare the two images at 2:25. No, that was like I was comparing the shape of the hatch. Doesn't matter what frame it was from. I was just using that to compare the image that we got, right?
The lights.
Yeah, the lights and the dark bits. I still think I'm correct that it wasn't. We'd have to go back to my one. Let's just have a quick look at it again. 350. Which one's that one? Where's all the rest of the videos? Oh, that's stuffed up too, isn't it? Here we go for time. 350. Okay. Is that 350? 48, so it's got to be this one. Let's see where the images. Channel, live stream, 300. Suppose we could use chapters. And it should be down. Mini break. It was just after that, wasn't it? Nash's footage. Or was that the second one? Yeah, this is all artwork when I was high school. I didn't actually pass art, by the way. Is that the one? Tap down. Go tap, tap, tap like a woodpecker and a grizzly. About a reflection on the glass off the camera itself. And the reason it disappears is because the angle changed. Now, does that look like city lights to you?
No.
Doesn't, does it?
No. No way. That matches up with the image you had.
Yeah, we'll just carry on. So they get closer. But we know it's not going to be a real alien craft. We know it's going to be something natural, but whether it's city lights or reflection from when the camera dips. So I take the image from 220 and I compare it to 225, the far away shot. But that makes sense because I need a far away shot to compare it, right? And there's the far away shot there, where there's no reflection, right? We know there's no reflection down there, so we knew that.
So there's the it's kind of
so we enhanced it and then I dragged it across, didn't I? Let's see. Well, look, it's matching up even there. Then you know the black marks and the light patterns, the 3 dots and the 2 by themselves. I don't think it's city lights. It definitely looks like it was reflecting off there just for a split second when the ship dipped or something, where they were doing the blasters or something. It's still distorted.
so you was right.
That's because the stupid outside box has got too big. So what we could do, make the layer transparent, and we'll just simply overlay the lines a wee bit, see if it sort of matches up those two in the middle maybe. There's the final image there. There we go. And it doesn't look like city lights. And that's not the final though, is it?
Not far away from it.
I rotated it around or something. If I do that because he ain't talented guy. But I think the image is inverted, so we'd have to flip it this way and then it would line up with these ones exactly. Black bit, black bit, black bit, white bit, white bit. This matches up with the reflection of the hatch, not city lights. Come on. And it's also got the same. Now, when it flashed up here, it looked brighter as well. You can't do this. And of course, you can see we have to brighten it really much, wouldn't we? No, I still think I'm correct on this. Not being city lights this time. The other ones that he was looking at were clearly city lights though. And they seem to drift across the screen at an even pace, right?
Yeah.
He's saying this was also moving at the same speed as city lights, but I didn't actually see him prove that on his video. But anyway, I still think I'm correct.
Yeah, so do I.
We can debate it till the cows come home, but it's not a UFO. We can agree that it's not a alien craft like the other 4 channels were saying. But yeah, I thought I would bring it up anyway, just to run it past people. See if you agree with his analysis. Still got the filter on heavy. It's very bright now, you see. But we might better see the stars again. Whereabouts was the stars on this one? At the very front, was it? The object to hide it behind the station. Alright. Was that the object there moving now? Zoomed. Still very hard to see it. But on the original footage we saw it sort of dip and go up. Zoomed out. Is that playing? Right.
Doesn't look like it. Might be playing, but he might be just stopped starting.
So it didn't appear. Oh, right. Here comes city lights now, right? That's nothing like what we saw with that spacecraft.
No,
See, that's definitely city lights below. I agree with that. But look how far away he is on that snapshot there.
way away from us.
He reckons you can see bigger ones. Okay, here's some bigger ones.
Yeah, bigger lights on us, yeah. So,
So, yeah, all you can say is it's a reflection or city lights. That's all I can say. But I still think I'm correct. I don't know. Do those bigger city lights look like 3 dots and black lines? Let's have a look.
no, I don't think they did.
You see, we can't see it now. We really need to brighten his footage, his editing here. To be able to see it better. You can see how dark it is. I wonder if we can get a spot on his video where they show up. Let's have a look. Yeah, they look like single dots here of light.
There's a bigger lot of them coming through in a second.
Did I miss it? Maybe I missed it. Must have missed it, did I? Oh, there's the object, is it? No, that's something else. That's too far away, right? Let's have a look. Yeah, so that there's one there, further up. But it can't be the same location, can it? Because it takes an hour and a half for the space station to circle around, so it can't be the same light pattern. If we turn that off, do we actually see it? Yeah, okay. So let's just grab an image there just to prove a point. We're enhancing the editor properly. We know it's going to be big bright blobs of light, but with the right pattern of dark stripes and even triangle pattern, what's the stats of that, you know? So I think it was up here, that big blob of light. Can you see it now? You can't see it. I think it was around about there somewhere.
You got it there. Second block up.
We've lost our watches, have we?
We've got one.
They're not interested in seeing the truth. They're debating it, whether or not this guy's correct or I'm correct. Okay. We've still got lots to cover here yet, though. We don't want to spend too long on this, because I still think I'm correct. But no one takes my side, apart from you guys, anyway.
Yeah, I do.
So let's have a look. Is it in the square or not? Another UFO going past. Nope, city lights. There you go. Okay, can we brighten that? So it's not as... they reckon they adjusted it for brightness, so let's do that. Okay, is that part of the spaceship, is it? Or is that part of the lights going past? I'm not sure now. Looks like something sticking out here. I think that's part of the spaceship, is it? Yeah, so we have got sort of bright blobs of light, but they're sort of not symmetrical, right? Like I showed in mine. I suppose it's a bit hard to tell, really. Or could that be another reflection? Could that still be another reflection instead of city lights? It's possible as well, isn't it? Could be reflecting...
Harbour.
Could be reflecting something off of the hatch again. Even. But I can't see the same black lines that we were getting. There's a couple black dots around the lights, but it does seem sort of more random, you know. So that was just one. Could be cloud cover there, is it? And big blobs of city lights. So I do agree there are city lights passing below. But we still don't know if it's a reflection off the thing here.
Well, the image that you analysed matched up with what you got on that. Video.
Well, the hatch is way down here, so it can't be a reflection off the hatch, right? But we don't... at this point, we don't see the big blob of UFO at that stage, do we? It wasn't in that stage of the video.
We like that.
When we were looking at it at 220, right, it was there. Does he actually show the original image to start with? There's an object here, right? Right, it's definitely closer, right? There are object until to hide it in the station. There it is, there is it. Like I said, we can't say the other one's not reflection as well.
There's someone going past there. Someone just went past there.
So you see how it sort of dipped down here? So here it comes here, right?
There it is.
So is this moving in such a way that this is moving slightly over this way? See, the hatch was going... I'm just trying to see the motion tracking of the light passing. Okay, so just watch up here to the so-called alien ship moving. See how it's going up? And disappears, right? So is it going past behind the station at that point? See, that was moving as well as the light was moving, which would change the angle of the camera, right? It disappeared about there, wasn't it?
You matched the image up with on that before.
He said it passed behind the space station at that point. I don't see the space station there.
No.
So what we do is we need to amp up the picture again. Let's have a look. Can we see the space station? Is it passing behind the station there?
Is it part of the station?
Let's play it again. See, it's moving all over the place here.
Here it comes.
Alright, does seem to be something there.
Yeah, it's going behind.
That would discount a reflection, though, if that's the case. So, maybe he's right.
There is something gone behind.
Yeah, it looked like it went behind something there.
Right, wait. Behind one of the panels by the look of it, don't it?
Yeah. Could that be, though, still a reflection? Let's see. Because the angle was changing all the time there.
I think we might have to analyse this again sometime.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Because the whole thing was moving. Let's have a look at that again.
It's gone behind now.
There was reflection coming this way. And you should see it as it's moving over this way. That's crossing the line as well. Let's watch where it starts here, and the movement, that's going this direction and going upwards, right? Going upwards, and that's going upwards. Going upwards. And it's coming over this way, right? And it's going to cross the line now. Let's see again. So it's coming on now. And it looks like it's this side of the line. That's going up. That's going up at the same speed by the looks of it. That's still going up. That's still going up. That's still going up. But I think it's going over as well. Let's have a look. So is it going that direction and up? Let's see, it's going wiggly wiggly. Going slightly over this way, and that's going slightly over this way. But is it passing behind the ship? Sort of does change the reflection idea if it is.
It just seems to be going behind it.
Yeah, but it could also be that it's the light's being cut off on the camera here. It's really hard to tell.
It could be a reflection of the one that's coming in to it, because that light's shining onto it, isn't it? Straight at it.
If the angle of the light's coming down this way, and that's moving up at the same speed, and then there's something that gets in the way of the reflection. So it's coming over slightly here. Now it starts to appear. Going up the same speed. I don't know, it's a wee bit too hard to tell. It could be because maybe it's being blocked, the light's being blocked by something else as it's moving closer and upwards. It could be either or, still.
Let's have a look.
I don't know. That's the best we can do with it, I think. I think if he brightened it a bit better in the editor, because he obviously put it into a editor, he could have improved on it quite a lot. But because it was moving up and the lights were moving up at the same time, and it seemed to be moving over as it moved over slightly, it's a bit hard to tell whether it's reflection or not. So at this stage it's there. Is it still moving over? It's going perfectly up in a straight line now. At the same speed, I think, but let's have a look again. We'll put it on slower motion. One more look. Is that speed?
Yeah.
50%. That'll do. Play. Here it comes. It's there. It's not over the line at the moment. And that's how much across? It's going up. It's going up. It's going up. And then that seems to move quite a chunk over this way. Did that move? Did that move a chunk, or did it move a chunk over at the same time?
Yeah, it's moved off the line.
Now we've got to look at this here, the gap.
Yeah, but I don't think that moved that much. So
going up, constant rate.
right, that's coming across now, that line.
Yeah, but is this?
No, that ain't moving. It's just going straight up.
Yeah. I don't know what he's talking about there. It's going up. It is there. Seems to be drifting over this way. But then again, it could be changing the angle to the camera. Because that's moving upwards and the reflection's coming down this way. It may be like that the light's reflecting off something else that's reflecting at the camera, right? And of course that's going upwards, it's going to change the angle. Yes, it's hard to know. Silly lights or reflection. But it's just funny how the black dots and the or lines sort of matched up. So yeah. I'll just say down here anyway. I re-looked at it. It could be city lights. I'll give in. Yeah, it could be city lights. Okay, I re-looked at it more. Bit hard to tell because the movement of your city lights is going up as the hatch is moving up. And if it's a reflection, it could be reflecting off another part of the, and also disappear. Stupid thing keeps moving over. Appear about the same point. And I'll give in, I'll say it's city lights. Right, it could be city lights too.
I know that part you analysed was bang on, but that looks different.
Hmm. But we agree. It's no aircraft. Damn it. It's not submitting. Why is it not submitting? You also had a go on me at Twitter on Scott's page. Yeah, so
move on.
Yeah, move on. You can see there's always going to be debate in ufology, but we can sort of have a common ground that we know it's not some other craft person. I just wish those blobs that I analysed weren't symmetrical and lined up exactly, you know, how I did it with the overlay. That's the only thing.
Yep.
But yeah, if you think about it, it could be like a two-part thing. Have I got it here? Can we use that one as an example? But, you know, you could have for your hatch. Let's see if I can explain it. Circle. And you got the three blobs of light in the corner. So that could be reflecting as they get to a certain point of a piece of equipment that's off the side here. So it could be something down here where the light's coming down this way. So we need to draw a light beam. So that could be reflecting down here of another piece of thing and then going back at the camera that direction. Unfortunately it's not bending in the right place now. I didn't quite get the bend right. So it could be reflecting off there and then creating a mirror effect that then goes off over here and appears as it's going up this way. So as this is moving up, the light reflecting off this part of the space station changes.
Yeah, the shadow.
Because the shuttle's moving just that slightly closer to it. That let's see. So it's got to be moving upwards. So it was moving upwards. So if it's I haven't got the actual bend in that thing right there. Should be coming down to here, maybe then bending. It's still not going to do it. but it's going to be reflecting off at the camera at that angle. And as that's going up, that's going to be going up. And you get to the point where it disappears. So that part of this thing gets cut off the image because it's moving closer slightly too. That's moving upwards. That disappears because it's cut off the bottom of the video going that way. That's gradually moving up. So that's what I mean with the angles and reflections. You don't know if it's coming down this way, but it's more likely to be reflecting off something going this way.
Makes life confusing.
Makes it a bit harder. So as it goes up there, that part of the space station is no longer reflecting it, so it disappears. Does it look like it's going part behind the space station at that point here? If that makes any sense. As you know, optics is very complex, and because you got the mirrors and thing. But yeah, like I said, I'll say apparently it's city lights that film the right pattern just by pure chance. So yeah, I don't know.
You could both be right anyway.
Yeah, maybe. Definitely city lights here, I agree. But anyway, that's worth bringing up as an argument's sake. We're not always going to agree, are we?
No.
And
right either.
But there's a middle ground. We agree that it's not a thing. So we need to go to third phase now and debunk some of their stuff. I can see Linda Moulton Howe being left behind again. We'll get to her eventually. Third phase.
I'm just going to pop the toilet a second. Won't be a sec.
Yeah. Which one was it, do you know? One with the new footage. This one here. I think it was that one. Okay, they got the music playing. How's the audio sounding out there, by the way? We haven't checked it lately. Any crackle? Hello? It sounds right at my end. That doesn't mean a thing. Alright, so we got this picture here posted from what's that? Russian, Yugoslavian? What language is that? Spanish? I don't know. Buddha. It doesn't look like Russian. Oh yeah. Vada. But you can see here, it's not terribly clear, is it? Let's up it a wee bit. 480p, it's no good. 1080. Let's have a look now. Okay, it's a wee bit clearer. Polish, is it? Polish, Russian? Siri. UFO London. So apparently they did an enhancement here. You can see straight away that chunk of sky is a different color blue to the original photograph. You can see it's a mountain pass here and something in the sky. To me that looks like a cloud forming over in the right place where clouds would form over a mountain ridge. So what I did is, eventually they do zoom in more, do they? Is that zoom in on his picture? I think it might be. You see here the colours don't look right, alright? Looks like it's been put through some sort of crazy filter.
Yeah.
Doesn't look right. It looks like dude, the color curves on it looks like a cloud, you know, and that looks like a bit of a whispery cloud that sort of happens to join up with that bit there. And the black line underneath is just compression artifacts.
Mayor, buckle up. We got even more special UFOs coming in. But Brett, what's your thoughts?
Bollocks.
Yeah, Blake, the show's just getting started, and hell yeah, what a pick. This has a lot of detail, and what we're looking at is something fantastic. Could this be a galaxy surfer spaceship? What we're looking at is beyond comprehension. Again, I'm taking a look, and this thing has a fin, like Blake just said. It does look like it's metallic, and look at the sheen on it. It has a sports car model kind of look to it with a bubble and glass around it to protect.
What a utter crap they're talking, huh? So, and not doing any analysis on the original photograph, but I did. So
Nobody wants to buy one.
Buy one.
Yeah, I bet he wants to buy one. Blake.
Alright, so this is my enhancement of the image, and you can see how out of focus it is. Because you'd expect it to be out of focus, right? Because the foreground is here, which is more in focus than the background would be, right? And here, this image here looks too sharp, right? So straight away you know they've mucked around with the colours because the blue sky doesn't match, and it looks like it's been sharpened, right? So you'd have to sharpen it and then run it through filters, and eventually you're going to get some... It almost looks like it's been edited too, right? So we could repeat that if we want to, but I've got it here. I just zoomed right into this here, right? It's pixelated. But we'll get a new image and we'll go through it together, because I think it needs to be done. So we've got the 1080p here, the best quality we can get. And they got a snapshot of a picture on Facebook, is it? And that's all we got to work with. So we'll just grab a frame of it, like I did. I'm not sure if it's Polish or Russian or what.
Don't know.
Yeah, let's see if we can duplicate his image while using all the filters. Might be what we do now. Alright, so the speeder. Stick it in the editor. This is a problem I don't like with photographs. You'd have to do video as well, just to prove it's moving across the sky very quickly. As you know, clouds don't generally have a certain speed they move at. So let's resize it. Okay, so it looks pretty good on 1080p. Looks very close to the original image. You can see that that object's got to be further away, so it can't be in focus like this. It just can't be. Just common sense. And so these guys are meant to be experts, right? 16 years or whatever it is. So we can take that there. I need a drink, but I ain't got time. Into a new image. Resize it. And that's it resized. Does it look like anything like the enhanced picture they've got?
No.
Doesn't look like anything like that enhancement there.
Nothing at all.
Looks like it. I don't know if we can even get it with filters. I reckon it's been edited. But that looks like a cloud to me. And you got sort of more grey part of the cloud because it's thinner, and you got the white bit. So we haven't mucked around with the colours at the moment. So let's try and enhance it with sharpener. Photo. Which I didn't do on my one, but we'll do it now. Let's see if we can get the canopy even to show. Starting to make it worse, if anything. Starting to look like a critter now. So even the sharpener is making it look more like a cloud, but we're getting this sharpener artifacts added because it's working on a pixel scaling, right? So if we get rid of the dark shadow that's forming, again it just looks like a whispery cloud there. Now we're sort of getting sort of like a canopy effect happening, but we're not getting any sort of quality that they are on that picture. Still looks like a whispery cloud there going around, forming on the mountain. And you can see it's out of focus, right? Even though we tried to sharpen it, it's still not really good.
Well out of focus.
Still looks like a white bit there. And the black bit there is this JPEG compression, I guess. So how could third phase put up such garbage, right? So now we could run it through some other filters. Okay, we sharpened it. Sort of got the canopy starting to show now, as they claim it is, but I say BS. Now can we get the rest of the nice sharp body? And we can't, so we brightened it. We can put it through different color swaps, maybe.
No.
We have to keep the blue sky behind like they have, and I can't seem to do that. No matter what I do, it kind of still looks like a whispery cloud. Especially that one there, look. Which is probably more close to what it is. So you can see it's going around here.
Yeah.
Debunked, I think. Some CGI artist mucking around with it. There's no way we're going to get that sharpness. I reckon all this grey bit they've added on, right? So we got this white bit here, and the cloud going around, but we certainly didn't get any of that on the enhancement side of things. And we could probably cut it out and just post it side by side.
Like you said, BS.
Yeah. It doesn't even match up on the body there. The pattern.
No.
Does it? Doesn't match up completely.
Nope. No.
And we got a couple of white specks here off the cloud, and in between it's formed the artifact there, a compression artifact, but they've turned it into a USB stick, you said.
Yeah, that's what I thought it looked like.
There's no way we're going to get that from that crappy photograph. That's what you call artistic license. It's closer to it than the angle. Looks like they've done some editing. I'm not even sure we can get the same color blue, right? So the lightens it up even. So that means we've got to adjust it with color mixer. What have we got here? Color ascent balance plus. What's that give us? Cyan. Here we go. Was it a brighter blue or a darker blue? Can't remember now.
Slightly
I think it was.
darker.
I think it was darker.
Yeah. Not from what?
Magenta. Yellow highlights. Makes it look more like a cloud again, doesn't it? When I pasted it, it didn't. Paste a new layer. Definitely slightly brighter, isn't it? So this hide it. Dancing's going slow. It'd be good to be able to do side by side. I don't see how I can do that. So yeah, it looks like it was brighter than us here. So we want brightness control, don't we? Black and white brightness here. Oh. Why is it doing that one? Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Need to get deselect off. It makes it even worse. Looks still like a cloud to me.
It certainly don't look like it did in the first place.
No. The CPU's mucking around. I think it might be that. Okay, let's have a look. I'm just going to sleep here because I'm sliding down the bed there. It's brighter. There's no way we're going to get that scaled up to that. It's ridiculous. So it's a lot brighter than this one. Brighter, brighter. Which one gets brighter? Why is it not doing it? Because we got it on the wrong layer. We have to select the... I wonder if you can have both shown, but to select... Let's just try that. Well, then I'll select that one, and then it should only affect the background one, hopefully. Yeah, that'll make it a lot easier, and then we can match it up exactly. There we go. That's how you do it. Oh, there we go. Had it matched there. Almost perfect. There you go. That makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? That's pretty close. Yeah, it looks nothing like that craft there.
Nope.
Damn cloud. There you go.
Like you said before, BS.
Yep. Again. So yeah, we'll just delete that. Just nonsense. Although I need to make a thumbnail or something for the show. Go, go, go. Computer's slowing down for some reason. Maybe I need to close something. What have I got open? So anyway, they're talking garbage here, right?
Whatever occupant could be inside. Could this just be a blur? Maybe a bird, maybe transitioning in a still shot? I don't think so. This thing looks incredibly unique. If any of you could read this language in the post, let us know. Reach out to this person. We want more information.
We're looking at this, and absolutely, what is inside this thing? It definitely resembles a military cockpit if you look at it on a fighter jet, but it really doesn't have the thrusters behind it that would propel this.
So is this the garbage they're putting up on the Amazon report, UFO report that people are liking so much?
In the sky, is this operating on anti-gravity? Something...
What an idiot. What can you say about these guys? And this one here is a clear, obvious fake, right? It's one of those apps that puts it on there. Look, so, and that's a UFO with machine guns at the very top and little thing. I bet even if we grab it, it's going to look like it's pasted on. Even though it's not a photograph. Is it? Oh, it might be a photograph. But if we had the original, we might be able to prove it 100%. That's one of those iPhone apps that puts Nazi UFOs on. Also, if you look at the photograph, the stuff in the foreground should be more in focus, like the trees, to that thing over there, and they look like this in the same focus field, right?
It looks like a postcard to me. Postcard picture.
What, with a UFO in it?
No, but that's just saying the picture itself. Without the UFO. Like a holiday picture. Postcard.
Who thinks that's a real UFO out there?
Not me.
Cruz. Renee. So let's pop it up. And scale it up. I know we're wasting time on this one, but still. It's still fun. Still fun laughing at the stuff here. If anyone believes that on their channel, this is a legit UFO.
Must be as stupid as they are.
So let's see the focal point on this. Houses out of focus. That tree's slightly out of focus, but this tree's in focus, which we expect because it's closest to us. And That looks like it's in the same plane as this in focusness, because you can see the feet in the thing. So it can't possibly be at the same level as this, because it looks like it's going to be a big craft, not a 2-foot craft. Let's just run it through the filters anyway and see if anything pops out like a square block or something that makes it obvious. Does look like a square block there for a minute, but we need to do the other one. Let's see what pops out.
Yeah, square.
Does look like a square going around it though, doesn't it?
Yep.
And the pixels seem to be smaller in detail here, so let's have a look. Compared to the tree, if it was similar to the tree, we'd expect maybe a square block pattern happening around. Does look like there's something there not quite right there in the colour scheme of things. Looks like a square block still, doesn't it? Well, that looks like random blocks to me, not square blocks going around it. Come on, CPU, you can do it.
It looks all messed up all around it.
Yeah. But it's funny because there's a lot of blacks here and this disappears, so there's a lot of black on the bottom of that too.
Yeah, it's gone.
There's black, there's no black. Yet when original picture it's very black compared to that there. And yet when we run the filters through, it's obviously not the same. And blackness, it fades very quickly. But I bet we can find that one there. Nazi UFO, let's see. Oh, that's not how you spell it. If only my eyes didn't have floaters in it, I might be able to see better. Damn it. Why can't I get rid of that last character? There we go. Let's see if we can find one that sort of matches it with the 2 feet underneath. Not that one. Not those ones. Not that image. We want one of the 2 guns on it. What's that one there? That one's got 2 guns at the top, but hasn't got the landing gear. 3 guns. There's 2 guns. That looks almost like the CGI model, right?
Yeah, like
That may have been used. Far away shots. That matches up. What we do is cancel. Grab it and zoom in. Let's have a close look at it. $12.80. There we go. 2 machine guns. Even that looks very bad quality, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, we definitely got Nazi UFOs flying around, guys. Ah, damn, CPU, look, it's gone. Gone. Damn it. Just trying to see what was underneath there. That tool is locking up.
It's not helping.
Not helping, no. But see if we can find this one. It's got a black box underneath.
And 2 guns on the top.
I'm not too sure where these feet are going. Are they guns or feet at the bottom? Has to be landing gear, wouldn't it? Anyway, we'll see if we can match it. Looks very similar to this one here.
Yeah.
And it's actually got 4 on it. I wonder if that was a mistake last time when I typed it in. 4. It kind of looks like that one there. That one there. That's got mini guns underneath it. Squadron, so these might be little models you can buy, is it?
FX kit, probably. So the guns and everything all match up, don't they? With 2
Yeah,
guns on the top.
this one here with the 4 on it sort of matches the best.
Yeah.
With the feet underneath. That one's got the feet coming down.
It hasn't got the guns on.
I think it has. Just we're looking at the wrong side of it.
Mm.
There's another one there. That one's got 3 feet. What was that? One's got a single gun underneath. Someone's got some good imagination out there anyway. I think that number 4 is the one that actually does match it. So the question is, have we got an app that does Nazi UFOs? Let's see if we can find something. iPhone. add UFO Nazi to image. Let's see what comes up.
Everyone, Nazi.
The app thing didn't work. Phone. Camera app. It has to be one of these things, right? Let's see. Just say UFO. See what images we get. There we go. UFO and photo prank. Google Play. Have we got any pictures? Looks very similar. Bit hard to see that one. But is that the one? Kind of looks similar. But further away. Looks like there's plenty of choices. Got all the different models here. But I didn't see the Nazi one exactly. JY UFO on App Store. What's that one?
No, the way that's hanging.
Don't know what that is. Alien Sky. Apple Store, that one seems to ring a bell. Yeah, that Portal one, right? Portal, what else we got? Didn't show us much. UFO camera mock-up. I wonder if we can get images quickly. Let's see. What's that one there?
It's a plane taking off a aircraft carrier, look at it.
Yeah, it looked like it had feet coming down. What's that saying?
I'll say it's blurry.
Didn't come up with much, did it? So obviously it's not searchable as an image. Okay, what else we got? UFO camera. Prank friends. PDF, damn. Prank friends. I don't think we looked at that one. A bit hard to see it.
No, I think we got one.
I ain't gonna see that one. It could be that one. Who knows? What else we got? UFO hoaxes. There's an app for it. So these are the ones. UFO camera gold, prank, camera 360. Alright, so let's have a look at that one. Has it got any Nazi ones on it? Can't see the one that we're looking at on that blurriness. So it's probably not that one. That's all we got. But yeah, it'd be something like that. Obviously, it looks very similar to what they're doing there, right? Camera 360. I think we might just have to move on. Seems to be quite a few of those apps out there now. So what's these guys saying about it?
Flying saucer, a disc-shaped object. Are the flying saucers back? It seems that for a while they've disappeared. We're seeing Tic Tacs. We're seeing all these other craft that don't resemble a flying saucer whatsoever. But here it is in broad daylight over San Luis Obispo. Brent, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a great photo. This resembles exactly the classic flying saucer, but I'm looking at it and it seems, in my opinion, it seems a little small. Whatever it is, it seems more of the size of a drone as far as I'm concerned. But again, the detail and the look of this disc-like flying saucer is something that would be replicated, maybe to fool somebody in the neighborhood. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But again, it's still an intriguing photo. We want your opinion on this. It just came in.
That's right, Brent. And when I'm looking at this...
How long are you going to take?
Not long.
A little closer. You would think if this was a typical drone and somebody has a drone that resembles a flying saucer...
Okay, so they're way off the mark again, aren't they?
It would be the biggest thing at Costco's or
Walmart.
Everybody would be picking up this. But right now, this is kind of unique in its way of design.
It looks like a red drone, not an actual object.
Flying saucer in quite a while, but is it propelled by propellers underneath?
Why does it keep magnifying like that? It never used to do that problem. Has Google been playing around with the code again?
Don't know.
Every time I click on the picture.
But we do see two protrusions underneath the craft.
And at top.
Yeah.
So what do
the pictures just come in. So they haven't checked it before they put it up.
Of course.
But they always check things before they put them up. That's what they keep saying.
I mean, that one's kind of garbage. Is that at 4 minutes 37? Yeah, 4 minutes 37. So they're saying that one looks garbage. You can see right side how the UFO picture is cropped on the side. You can tell it's low res photograph. Pasted on top of the original picture. Second one clearly photoshopped. I think it's just one of these phone apps myself. So they didn't. I think it must have got more comments than that, surely. And that's just updating slowly. There's people saying it's a bird, but it's actually a cloud. No way was it a bird. Looks like the old German World War II saucers, because it is. Number 4, we found out it's going to be. Yeah. So what garbage? You got some more stuff? I haven't really looked at it apart from that first one. Oh look, it's going big again. I only clicked on it to start the player. Yeah, it's really, really slow doing it too. It looks like it cases a click, but doesn't matter about the time between, which is kind of stupid. Should be like double click, should be like a second behind. Shouldn't be like a minute between clicks anyway.
whatever that is. I'm not exactly sure.
I used to play button just to be sure.
Right
Was there
here at
something
Third Phase
else?
Moon, and we
Just garbage, wasn't it?
Yep, nothing else on there.
Through in the way of perhaps asteroids or something hitting the planet.
Massive
Just
heat.
rubbish.
They said there was something at 10 minutes in the comments. Oh, this one. Talking about stupid statues, are they? On Mars. It's just pointless.
You talk about.
I think that's all there is. And they got that well lit up in the hallway here. Some Egyptian ruins for the tourists to make lots of money from. Oh, those talking heads don't add to it. They're not going to be Egyptian ruins specialists. And nor am I. So, yeah, so that was that stupid one. And we got other crap here. We'll just have a quick look, see if there's anything in it. Special reports. What are the garbage?
I got this feeling that something was
Balloon.
heading in my direction, so I looked up and to my left, and out of
Yeah, we've debunked that one before, haven't we?
Put that on most of the shows.
Yeah, this is just repeating, isn't it? Yeah, we know that's a model that you can buy in the shop.
They just do a phone in with stories from people. And they
Oh,
stick
but
them
they're not hoaxes. They're not hoaxes. They're not deceptive by any means. Damn right. They never put up CGI. Well, we've just seen stuff that's 2 CGIs, obviously, right? Computer generated, it means.
Yeah.
You know, Goof saying, I've never seen any CGI in theirs. Bullcrap. Get off the weed, man. Let's have a look. Anything on this one? Or is it more garbage?
Before the next month? Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Talking about President Trump.
Classified, it would be at the end of the 8th year, and that wouldn't be quite easy. Extraterrestrial craft. And these days, it's kind of hard when we're looking at something anomalous to say, is this
That's that horrible Dr. J shit. So I don't listen to him. On to the rest of it. They've mucked around with the player. It's giving me terrible problems here. And it's going slow as. Where's their website disappeared to? Maybe I need to close that behind. Garbage. Maybe I should have used it for a thumbnail. And more people might click and watch the show, right? Looking at that garbage.
Yeah.
I probably should have. But it's too late now. Shut it down. Should have told me, no, Paul, you need that for a thumbnail. Yeah, I forgot. Let's why is that one suddenly louder than the last one?
Because they're all special reports as well.
That one again, we're just seeing that one. Repeat.
Yep.
Balloon going over the roof, which I zoomed in on. I can sense balloon above my house. Same thing again.
The story ones again.
Yeah, just garbage.
Phone in stories.
Yeah, garbage. What else we got? Anything? That one there, what's that say? What just happened over Florida? Let's have a look. Military flares, was it? Kite. Surf kite. Let's have a look. No pictures, but let's put. Here we go. Okay, what are we looking at?
They came in and rolled north and south, lit up the north as one to
Excuse
the
me.
left.
Oh, sudden hay fever.
Incredible, and I gotta agree with John Chadden, and I want to thank John Chadden for sharing this exclusive with us. It's
exclusive flares. Flare drop.
You saw the aircraft above them. Well, there was an aircraft.
I don't know. Because we got the problem with this stupid player. Fair use. What's that coming up? Having lots of trouble with this damn thing. Was that the same video, or was it going back one? It's hopeless, isn't it? Because of the something I've mucked around with the player, is it? Fair use, that can't be them. They never have fair use. So what's happened to our bloody video that we were watching? Google? That wasn't it. Just leave the code alone, Google. It used to play really, really good. Now it's playing like crap.
Just click on videos to keep it all in order then. Just click on videos. Order.
and yes.
I thought that was it. It looked like flares being dropped.
No, that's not the one.
Florida, was it? I can't see that. My eyes gone blurry. I can't even read that writing. Florida. Florida. Where's Florida? This one here. Yeah, we got the right one now, have we?
Opinions, and that's why we brought the team on.
Well, that's what we just had.
Giordano said, no, this is an airplane. It's a contrail behind it. But then others, like yourself, totally disagree with them.
I thought I paused it. Giordano. Friggin' Giordano. Oh, this here. So what are we looking at? A UFO cloud.
Out in front of the pier of the Sunset Grill in Ruskin.
We've looked at that one before, haven't we? Yep. Sunset Grill seems to ring a bell.
And he says he's thinking it might be Starlink, but he's not sure.
Is it just ceiling lights reflecting off the window?
He says they came in and rolled north to south, and it lit up the north as one to the left went dim. He said,
I think we debunked that one already. I think it was like possibly a reflection on the window as he zooms in. We can see him. But it could be military flares. But then again, it's a bit hard to tell. But I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's just stories, isn't it? Yep. Waste of time anyway. You can go and buy it on Amazon. Buy it on Amazon, guys. Okay, let's what are we here?
Go on Amazon and watch all the garbage.
Ah shit, I've closed the wrong tab down now. Doesn't matter, it was only MUFON. And crop circles have to be left to another time. I'll just talk about how Linda Moulton Howe got caught out in that. Eventually we'll get to it. What was I going to do? Yeah, UFO interest. Let's just go down his one. What's this one? Daily Star. Okay, so we've looked at similar ones like this before with the cranes that have lights spaced along. I think we've got a video of it, have we? There's a daylight photograph of the same crane. And there's one with it at night time. Side by side.
Yeah.
Has he got a video of it playing? You can see how it swings around probably. There you go. Clearly slowly moving lights, right? A crane arm. What they filming through there? Is it through a doorway or what here? A window. Quite a weird way to film. It's also filmed in the wrong direction. We're back to the balloon one where they're promoting it as a Batman balloon. There you go, Scott Brando straight into it.
Batman balloon.
It's not though, it's a heart-shaped balloon, 100%. The old fake video... No, Scott Brando's promoting it as this Batman balloon, it's not.
Yep. No, so Goofon was saying it was a Batman.
As well. They're all following each other. I'm saying, I'm the only one that's saying it's not. But what do I know? What do I know? You know, expose that nonsense. Alien planets. Okay, this one here. Mick West is saying is. Remember that one we looked at a while ago, and I said it could be one of those RC lead kites, triangles, or plane. Where he's saying it's a Learjet plane, and the lights match up, but they don't exactly line up. Okay, it's not playable. That one is, I think. Is that one playable? He's saying it's a Learjet coming in. Yeah, it just keeps on repeating, right? So it could be a kite, or it could be a plane, but it's certainly not an alien craft.
Was that a 3-second video? Keep rolling.
Yeah, comparison gift. That one should be playing, shouldn't it? Here we go. So here's a plane, a Learjet coming in. And to me, the lights don't match up. What do you reckon?
No. Especially with his 3-second rolling over the same thing.
It's not the same, is it?
No way.
There's a blinking light on it. Is it red? It's a bit hard to tell on that other diagram on the left, but definitely. And that looks like two passenger lights in the middle there. He's trying to say is that one in the middle. See, that's if Mick West made up that debunk, I think he's totally wrong. Alright, that's definitely not a match. Those two lights there don't form that one there.
No.
And it has a little blinking light here, which could be a red one. So it could be another plane. I'll say it could be another plane, but I don't think it's D80 you were saying. Some sort of
different aircraft.
Yeah, it is. It's not the same one. MacRest, here we go. Show thread. I think he's got it wrong. Still could be a lead kite. So those two lights are not going to merge, are they? Into one big blob of lights. Yeah, I don't. I think it's close, but no cigar. Anyway, let's keep looking at the other ones. Hasn't gone back, has it?
Still the only two on.
There was another one though. Another image there I can't quite see now, but I added it onto my one. But this has sort of got lost again, hasn't it? It's gone backwards too many times. Why does it say slow loading though? My internet speed is super fast here. It shouldn't be any slowdown. So he's promoting that guy's one here. Prosekiat explanation. But we're still not too sure on it. Maybe, maybe not. And what's this one? UFO performs sharp maneuver. He's saying it's bats and bugs. So we've been over that sort of stuff before too. With Dr. Greer shining lasers up in the sky and the bats are seeing it and turning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, where's the bats? Oh, there we go. Come right across the screen there. Oh, here we go. Laser pointer.
Yeah.
Bat. A Batman. Laser pointer hits directly Big Bear Lake. That's just bats. Oh shit, it's going to do big screen now, is it? Hawkeye.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Ah damn, it's gone again. Anyway, I think that's all he had up. I reposted the ones that he didn't have on mine. Let's see. Mr. Ken. Going live soon. That's when A51 was promoting me. What did he say? Start here. When I first talk about having a photograph I shared around with experts, let them look. This is Paul from the Out There channel. Only person to go in depth with it and have a look and give options. Opinions, is it? Options, no options. Again, no definite answer, just probabilities. There's possibly two middle lights. Oh, here we go. Side by side. I couldn't see where that picture was. Let's open it up properly because it's not showing it properly. Did we see that before? I'm not sure. But there's the side by side comparison anyway. No way is that a match. No chance, is it? Even the red lights are too far back on that, I think. Nah, I don't think so. Even if the plane was turning away from us, those two lights wouldn't merge into one. What are those two bright lights on the side there? I thought they were passenger window lights, but no, it looks like they are lights of some form. Kind of strange place to have the side lights though, isn't it?
Well, so there's three of them, isn't it? One just behind the wing as well. You got two in the front, just in front of it, and one behind.
See, even that one. I need to zoom out a bit. So even that one goes behind this one. It's not even lining up. So even if you see, this is really important. You know, if I did that, I'd be doing like a 3D one and trying to bend it to try and match up exactly the lights. But I think this one here throws me off here, and that one there. These ones are not, they're too far back for that one to match up with that one. But the only other possibility, if one of those lights was gone, so if that one was off, maybe then, let's see, if we rotate it more to our direction, these lights would come forward a bit, and that would go backwards if it's coming towards us. Like I said, I'd have to...
Angle, isn't it?
It's possible if one of those lights is blowing on the side here. So if it's like that one there, that one looks too far forward, but if we block that one, that's sort of more closely aligns like that. So if you got rid of the extra light and just turn the plane slightly more downwards and, oh actually, further upwards angled as it's turning away. So if it's turning away, and then also coming towards us. That makes sense. So we've got to go over it, turning away, going further away from us at this point here, at this pivot point here, and flipping the wing up a wee bit more. So this one's coming closer to us. So it's banking and going away. That's possible, but one of these lights, that front light, would have to be blowing for me to believe that one. Because there's too much of a gap here for that to join together into one big light. Anyway, it's close, so. But it's nice to go. It could be another craft, of course, another plane that has similar lights to that one.
Yeah.
And there's the other ones I posted, Crane, and the SpaceX one. And I said, wrong, sorry, no city lights, but reflection of the hatch. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, better leave it.
In the future, we could.
Better leave it there for today. Hang on, you're all corrupting. You're corrupting when I'm talking. Just let me close it down and then you can talk. Okay, go ahead.
I said you have to try and do that Linda Moulton Howe first on the next one, so we don't miss that out again.
I'm not sure what you mean.
The Linda one you said you wanted to get in tonight. We've missed it out again, you said.
Yep. They can wait. Yeah, it's not urgent.
Yeah, so put it in first or something on the future video.
So yeah, I could, but I want to put the other stuff forward because it's more interesting than Linda's bullshit, you know. But we'll go over it eventually again. Yeah. I think I talked when we used to have hangouts on air. Anyway, I got to create a thumbnail and all that sort of business, and got to go and do other stuff now. So time to. I went to Santa's headdress. It disappeared. It's because I was pushing the escape key, I think. He lost his headdress, and the lights are still there.
I got one on here now.
Yeah, because we're closing down now. That's alright.
Yeah.
End credits. Good night all. Thanks for those that put in the time to join us. Can't hear it playing. What's going on? Oh, here we go. Oh well, Charles, I'll catch you later tomorrow. You're all corrupting up, by the way. You're all corrupting, I can't hear. It's always his, always corrupts, because he's using some Chromebook app. But if you have Windows, like the other people, everything's fine. It's got to be a bug in the app version, I think. We have to catch up on some more MUFON cases. I think they're much more interesting than the crap that we're seeing on these 4 channels anyway. But you can go and watch it on Amazon Prime. Only for $2. Suckers. Alright.